name is Stephanie Martin. I am a Communication, Speech Sciences, and Disorders student. I'll be getting my bachelor's May 15th of 2013, so I'm excited. And I'm also doing my certificate in gerontology, which is a separate entity in itself, but I'm super excited about it. I work in a profession that is primarily geriatric. I'm a waitress, and I work at a restaurant that services the geriatric population mostly. So I was really interested in finding out more about the gerontology program and finding more about the geriatric population in general, since that is a culture that I'm immersed in often. I've worked there for 11 years, so I've gotten quite a bit experience, but it's still different when you don't know the ins and outs and understanding people's families and why they are the way they are. And so it was very interesting for me to find all of those things out, since I want to work with the geriatric population. Just understanding like the whole cycle of like dying and grievance, and having a better understanding that it doesn't have to be a negative situation, that you can also try to encourage any geriatric person that's going through something, or their families, just being able to have a better understanding of them in general, because their population grew up totally different than we grow up now. So just being able to understand why they think the way they do, or why they have the needs that they have, was very, very interesting to me, because their needs and what they need and want and like are totally different than what my mother's age may like. So and I know that now the baby boomer population is one of the biggest populations that we'll be servicing soon. So just being able to have that experience was something that was unexpected. Just being able to have a better understanding of their life was probably the biggest thing for me. Just understanding that patience is key. That taught me a lot about patience, because I'm a mother of a 3-year-old, and with school and work, sometimes you don't have, and then their life is so less complex than ours. They actually take the time to smell the roses, so that taught me a lot. I think that understanding that they are people, that they need to be treated as such, was another big thing that I learned, because a lot of times we're so busy in trying to take care of their needs, we don't understand them as individuals. We group them into, they're all geriatric, instead of individualizing each person and understanding each person's needs may be different. So that was something else that I think was very, very, very important that I learned. So I was excited about that. I did my gerontology practicum, which is a part of the program that is the last part of the program for your gerontology certificate, in a totally different setting than most of my other classmates and all of my other classmates. I did mine at an actual nursing facility, so I was able to get that hands-on, real-life experience. So I think that by me actually being immersed actually in their culture, it wasn't that they had to come to me and be a part of mine. I was able to really see how they really live. So it gave me a better understanding of just them as individuals and how they are so different. And I believe that it can be done. That does help me as far as have a better understanding when I'm working with my gerontology patrons at my job. Just being able to understand, have a better understanding, and taking the time to have a better understanding with them about what their needs are, taking the time to listen to them instead of always being in a rush. Being able to treat them as individuals, like I stated before, instead of grouping them all together. Just taking the time to maybe talk to them. A lot of times they just want somebody to listen. And it was nice to be able to just sit there and be able to have those conversations with some of the other geriatric residents that live there, because they often say that nobody pays attention to their needs. Nobody asks them what they want. Nobody ever takes the time to just listen, because they're always in a rush. So that helped me as far as with my job outside of the classroom, because now I understand that it is key to just take that time. So I actually had to do my own activity with the gerontology residents at Golden Year. So that was really, really nice that I was able to ask them what they wanted to do and be able to get their feedback and did an activity that just see the lights and you can just see them shine from within, and see how excited they were to be able to. We did a card making activity which they were able to design the cards any way they wanted. They can put anything they wanted in the card. They can give it to a friend. They can keep it for themselves. And so it was nice to be able to see them just shine like that. I'm also on campus, though. I'm an active member of the Speech and Hearing Club on campus, and I'm also a member of Autism Speaks. So that's some things that you can get involved in on campus. I am applying to Bowling Green for my master's in gerontology, since that is definitely a population that I'm very interested in working with. I think that if anybody is pursuing this gerontology certificate, that Bowling Green just started a program last fall where you can get your master's if you go full-time for 1 year in gerontology, or 2 years if you go part-time in gerontology, and they're really flexible around your classes. So I was excited that they just started that program, and I'm applying to that and being a mother and working and being a wife.